Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome to the first episode of my Hearts of Iron for Australia campaign. Guys, you have no idea how I'm just so excited for this Australia campaign. I'm going to be playing as my home country in Hearts of Iron. It's going to be a laugh. So guys, if this video can hit 200 likes within 24 hours, I will do a double upload here today and release the second episode instantly. So guys, if you want to see more Hearts of Iron on the channel, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that like button. It's a great way for me to know whether or not you want to see more, because there are so many countries that we can play as. There's a lot of potential for this Hearts of Iron series. We're going to be playing on the regular difficulty, not veteran or Iron Man mode, and I will go into why in a sec. We'll go with the historical AI focus. Now, this is the first time I've ever played Hearts of Iron. I haven't played any of the previous ones, and this will be the first time I'm uploading it to YouTube. I've only played 2 Paradox games prior to this, and obviously I play a lot of Total War and just not too many other strategy games, but I found learning these Paradox games just such a steep learning curve for me. But this Australia campaign is going to be fucking hilarious, I think. A lot of fun, a lot of banter, and I really can't wait to influence World War II. There's so many other factions I would want to play as well, but as I said, I am a noob basically at Hearts of Iron. So let me know in the comment section down below any constructive criticism you might have. I might not necessarily to reply to comments, but I do read every single one of them. I'm just way too busy on my channels these days, but I definitely do read all your comments. Okay, so we're going to be playing as Australia. We're going to be going fascist. We're going to be chumming up to the Nazis and the Japanese. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's so many other factions I'd like to play as well. I was umming and ahhing between an Austrian campaign because my grandfather was actually born in Austria. However, you can't really go fascist in this because the Germany demands your lands and you get taken over quite quickly. Same with Czechoslovakia. So maybe we could do an Austrian campaign in the future. Maybe go with the Soviets, or maybe Democrat. I think playing as one of the Scandinavian factions. Obviously, these guys are neutral. That could be really cool to sort of sway the odds. Well, yeah, Sweden's neutral, I mean. But playing as Sweden, taking the entirety of Scandinavia, either helping the Germans or maybe the Russians, that would be really quite cool. So basically, what I want to do in this Australia campaign, first thing I want to do is conquer New Zealand. I reckon we can get these sheep shaggers quite quickly, knock them out within a couple of years. I just think it's hilarious as an Australian. The first place I want to invade is New Zealand. They've got lands ripe for the taking. They also have a lot of tungsten, which I really do want as well. So once we go fascist, once we start start getting our political flow in, I want to invade New Zealand. So I just want to do a quick overall plan before we get stuck into the actual game. So I want to go and try and hit New Zealand, take their lands as quickly as possible. So we do have Australia in this time period, but we also have lands in Papua New Guinea, which are going to help us a lot. We're going to be invading. What I want to do is basically take the bottom half of the Pacific here. I want to blitzkrieg through these countries, through the Dutch lands, go through and take basically Indonesia. This is modern day Indonesia. The Dutch aren't really going to have much men here. I think we'll be alright. The Japanese, hopefully they can push into China. Hopefully they can do well. Once we start pushing up through Indonesia, we can take some of the French and British territories. Probably attacking the British Raj in India will be our next bet. I wouldn't mind taking some lands in Africa as well, sending troops to help the Nazis. But I think the big boy on the block, the big man, the United States of America. I reckon invading the United States on the west coast would be a pretty good idea. They have a couple of, obviously, island territories. Who owns this? Hawaii? Is Hawaii there? Jesus. I didn't think Hawaii was that far. I thought it was like more sort of here. It's nearly halfway. Oh, maybe we should invade Hawaii. Would love to go to Hawaii. Maybe I need to go to a holiday. I didn't really see how far it is. I do know the flight from Sydney to LA is only 12 hours. But let's stop jibber-jabbering. Let's get stuck into the campaign. So you know the plan. Hopefully we can invade New Zealand. Hopefully we can push up through Indonesia. Help the Japanese through China. Attack the British Raj. Maybe push up through Egypt here and help our fascist brothers. So let's get stuck into the campaign now. Let's actually go through the stuff. So, okay, research technologies. Now we want to go with industrial. We want to be ahead of everyone else firstly. So we'll go with production and construction because Australia is kind of shit at the moment. We've only got a population of just shy of 7 million. In real life, we have a population of about 26 million. So in 1936, yeah, we're pretty shit at the moment. So what do we want to build in Australia? So we want to probably go with a civilian factory, I think. But then the rest, we want to go with military. We want to try and get as many military factories as well. Now, I would think Australia would have a massive navy, but we actually don't have the biggest of navies. So I want to basically make all these military factories, and then I want to build some naval dockyards. I'm actually going to get rid of some of these. Maybe in Tasmania as well. I want to basically get rid... Yeah, I want to get at least 4 more naval factories. What are these called? Naval dockyards online. Right. Equipment-wise, we need supplies. We need artillery. So let's go with... Yeah, we're going to need a lot of stuff. We're going to get some tanks. We're probably not going to need tanks this early on through the Netherlands, Indonesia, and New Zealand. Once we start getting up against the British, we're going to need it. Right, we're going to need interwar fighters. We're also going to need close air support bombers. We can make a lot of planes. We've got close air support. I want naval bombers, and I want interwar bombers. Right, ships-wise, we want to go with submarines, and we want to go with the destroyer, and then we're going to go with light cruisers. Okay, right, national focused. At the moment, we probably want to go with political effort for the time being. We don't have enough political power to get the fascist demagogue just yet. Okay, so we want to get some infantry divisions as quickly as possible. So let's get... you can get a maximum of 8. I'm just sort of thinking, do I want to go with 5? And then we'll get Marines for the rest. Cavalry, tanks-wise, let's get 3 of them. Let's get our tanks coming from New South Wales. Let's get our infantry from Victoria. Yeah, we've got insufficient resources. Now, looking at the resource map here, Australia has some good stuff. We've got a lot of steel, which is awesome. We've got a lot of tungsten. But what we don't have is really rubber and oil. However, our Indonesian counterparts here have a lot of rubber. So once we start pushing through these lands, which will be quite easy, because the Netherlands aren't going to be... They're going to be so focused against the Nazis, they're not really going to care about this. They will have a small military presence, but not overly. We can get a bit of oil here as well, so we probably want to try and get oil. That's probably what we desperately need. So we've got... Right, it's going to come through again with another bill because we've only just put them. So construction-wise, we're getting civilian factories, military factories, navals, trade. We need to go for the trade and diplomacy. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to negotiate with Great Britain and I want to leave the Allies. Australia is a part of the Allies. Hopefully that doesn't affect the world tension too much. We'll leave the Allies. And that's chummy up to good old Hitler. We can't improve relations at the moment. Okay. Right, let's get everyone. How many infantry divisions do we have? We have 7 in Australia. Let's send them all down to Melbourne. Then I want them to start training up. We can get a general as well. Actually, no, we probably shouldn't until we... it doesn't really matter. Right. We've got civilian economy, export focus, and volunteer only. We need to save up to get this fascist demagogue because we're currently 98% democratic. We need to get these fascists up. We need to get Edric Campbell in charge. So after I've just quickly done on that, I want to do a save. I was practicing as Switzerland as well before just to see if the game properly works. But let's... get stuck in. So that's changed our bill. We need oil. So we're still going to need oil. So let's trade who's got the most amount of oil, who are probably going to be on the side of the fascists. So Venezuela is a good shout. Okay, I think we're going to have to get our oil from Venezuela. So how much oil did we need? We needed 3. We can go with 16. That'll be good for us. And we also need aluminium, which we don't have much of. Hungary is fascist. Let's get the rest of our stuff from the German Reich. And let's continue on. Alright, cool. Naval-wise, we haven't overly got that much. How many planes do we have? We have 24 planes in Australia, which is absolutely nothing. But obviously the first sort of couple of years of Hearts of Iron is a little bit slow. We're slowly putting stuff into our economy, building up our army, getting ready to start the war. Germany doesn't invade Poland until 1939, so we've still got a couple of years here. I'm going to be speeding up this mostly, especially for the earlier years, but we'll slow it down once we get into combat. But I'm just so excited for this Australia campaign. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we've got the remilitarization of the Rhineland. We've got a national focus here now. We probably can't go with collective ethos. I do want to go down all this fascist tree just here. So at the moment, I think we should go with industrial effort. We can get a lot of civilian factories here and a lot of military factories, which we are desperately going to need. Modified government. We have over 150 now. Let's get this fascist demigod in. Run law. Fascism on the rise. The Australian people have a noble history, a history they have been made to forget under the weak and cowardly rule of Labour. Oh god, this is so much fun. There's also a modern day one, which I would love to play as well. The fascists speaking Australia have made no secret of what they think of our current rulership. Right, so the higher ends may harbour unspoken sympathies. The young generation will take up the torch. That's what we will go with. Get the youngings in. Let's get this Hitler youth in. These youngsters. Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. I really can't wait to invade New Zealand. It's going to be hilarious. But yeah, this is the first time I've actually played as my own country. The closest I got to this was playing as, in the Great War, the World War I mod for Napoleon Total War. I played as the United Kingdom, and you could have Australian, Canadian, South African regiments. Maybe attacking South Africa as well. That could be a good shout. Let me know in the comment section down below where I should expand. But, yeah, this will not affect, obviously, my Total War uploads. I'm still going to be uploading Total War every single day. This is just something a little bit different to spice things up on the channel. Right, let's go through that. I don't know how long this series is going to be, but, yeah, okay, right. So we've got production and construction. I still think we should go for this. Factory output, let's go to here, right. Before we even sort of focus on military. Right, so my navy, we actually have a pretty big navy. Not the biggest compared to the Americans and the British, but still a pretty solid navy. We'll probably just hold our position in the Tasman Sea, named after Abel Tasman. We'll go with a commander. We want to go with Harold here. And we want to have a general here as well. Let's go with Thomas, and we shall start exercise. My name is Thomas, if you didn't know. But, okay. Fascist is on the rise. Edric Campbell, 9%. But nothing really is going on in the world at the moment. The Italians are at war with the Ethiopians. We can't send divisions until we have 30. I think it's a good idea to go for Marines next so we can start getting some of them up. But at the moment here, we're currently just training up in Melbourne and leveling up our guys. Right, so let's now go with some special forces. Let's go with some Marines. I don't think we're going to need paratroopers that much, but the only problem is for this campaign, naval invasions, oh my god, are the fucking bane of my existence. They are just so annoying. There's also a lot of shitty islands around here. Okay, so the Italians have taken Ethiopia. That's great. Right, let's continue to go down with that. Right, let's continue on. So they've taken Ethiopia. This is going to be a really nice staging ground. We're going to be able to send troops through here. Maybe we could take regions up in Egypt. The Olympics have been held, because that's how we're going to get to Europe. Obviously, the Australians in real life trained in Egypt before going to Gallipoli. So, the Spanish Civil War. Okay, so who are we with? We're with nationalist Spain, aren't we? Yeah, they're the fascists, and the other guys are the communists. I can't send any divisions, can I? No, I can't. I really would like to help out fascist Spain. Right. Do we need paratroopers? Mounted infantry? What is really through here? Oh, there's a bit of mountains here, but most of it is just jungle by the looks of it. Oh, there's a bit of mountains, but I think we should be right with that. Right. There's a lot of good stuff here in your research slots that you can go for. Obviously, support battalions, armor. I don't think we need these heavy tanks just yet. I think light tanks help our infantry in abundance, but yeah, getting more equipment here. It's just because there's so much stuff we bloody need, but we don't have the research slots. Let's go with engineering. Want to get mechanical engineering to get sort of ahead. You want to go with engineering and infrastructure to start things off, then we can sort of go to military. But hey, it's still incredibly early days. It's 1936. We've got so long. Right, once we start getting our army experience up, we can customize our templates so we can get artillery, because at the moment my infantry divisions look dog shit. They are absolutely dreadful. Would love some tanks as well. Now my armored divisions here have cavalry. I want infantry battalions to support them, because cavalry is not the best in this game. Cavalry is more of a suppression unit. So once we start maybe taking New Zealand, we might have some problems. Same with the Netherlands, Indonesia. My fascist is at 21%. We can't start justifying against New Zealand just yet. No, booster party popularity. I'm going to have to make a line on this border eventually, but we simply just do not have the men. We've got no manpower. Right, maybe we can get some more men now. Right, my research slot has been done. Let's go with more research rate. Can we get those division designers yet? Okay, we haven't got the Marines just yet. Right, so currently we have a volunteer-only subscription. We can go with limited subscription. We want to go with, well, eventually probably scrape the barrel. Oh, that's factory output training time. Probably go service by requirement eventually, but we want a limited conscription at the moment. So that's going to give us 66,000. That's going to give us a fair bit. We still have 150. Civilian economy. There's nothing really else. We want to go with limited exports eventually. Right, so we've got a chief of army. Let's go with organization. We've just got some spare fascist points. Right, now that we've just unlocked a lot of our... I thought we would have had a lot more planes. We've only got the 24 still, haven't we? Right. Okay. Production. We just simply don't have factories, which we desperately need. This civilian factory in Queensland's nearly going to be done soon. September 37. Right, let's start getting some more military factories now. We've got a fair few. Civilian. Okay, we've got some more submarines here. It looks like it destroying a submarine. Let's send you guys over here. Okay, my Marines are finally complete. Let's start getting them in. So we've got 5 of them. So basically we want to make 4 of these guys then. Let's get the Marines from New South Wales, I think. Right, my technology slots. What do we want to go with now? We really need to go with artillery. Interwar artillery gives you a soft attack of +10, which soft attack is for infantry, which we're going to be facing a lot of infantry in World War II. How's my fascist growing at the moment? My fascist is at 26%. Let's start negotiating with the Nazis. Let's try and start chumming up to good old Adolf. Let's improve relations with Hitler. He probably actually doesn't mind me too much. We've left the Allies anyway. Okay, let's continue on. My army is slowly getting up. Okay, we've got a 10 now. We can upgrade this division template. Now, obviously, engineers, what you need with engineers, they basically build bridges. They help you get entrenched. They really do help the battalions out. Also, with support, artillery is just crucial. Recon company is good as well. So do we want to go with support, artillery, or engineers? I think we need artillery in our divisions first before engineers, but they're pretty much both even. Okay, national focus. Let's go with some more factories because we need the free factories. We also eventually need... where is it? Yeah, we eventually need to... get those free technology slots, but we've got basically no manpower. Oh my god, it's absolutely dog shit. Okay, civil war for fascism. The will to power is meaningless if one hesitates. We must unite the people first, then rule them. Okay, let's hope we don't have a civil war on our hands, because if we do have a civil war, that is going to be not good for the Australians. Right, let's now go with probably support equipment. That's not a bad shout. A lot of stuff is good. Right, we've got more submarines. Okay, the Spanish Civil War has ended. Okay, only traitors to the country. Fascist assault divisions reform. Are we now fascist? This is going to be a close one. We can't justify against anyone just yet. The Hindenburg disaster. I love these events because not only sometimes the Hindenburg disaster doesn't happen, but oh, the humanity. Oh no, our poor Germans. Right, military factories, fascism, we must unite the people before we rule them. Okay, so we are having a little bit of problem getting fascism over. Right, tank designer, 150, we still need a little bit more there. Our Queensland civilian construction is nearly done. Right, should we start getting our doctrines ready? Maybe not yet. Yeah, let's start getting our doctrines. I want to go with a mobile warfare doctrine to go to Blitzkrieg, basically. Let's start going with that. Insufficient resources. We need rubber. Because we're starting to produce planes now because we've got military factories. So we need rubber. Where can we get rubber from? Italy won't do it. British Raj, Siam. Brazil is probably the best place to get rubber from at the moment, because they're neutral in World War II at the moment. Let's send these submarinos to the Tasman Sea. But how is sort of Europe going? It's pretty quiet at the moment. Okay, Amelia Earhart has disappeared. How is my conscription going? Leadership purge in the Soviet Union. Okay. The Marco Polo incident. Okay, things are going to start kicking off with Japan and China very shortly. What do we want to go with here? I really want these research slots as quickly as possible. To be fair, we probably should be going a lot more down the fascist tree at the moment. That could help us significantly. Because we're at 40% fascism. Unite the people before we rule them. Because at the moment we're having a little bit of trouble with our fascism. War tension is at 16% and there are no current wars around the world. We have some planes. Let's bring in some of these divisions. But at the moment we just have no manpower, which is a pain in the ass, but we're going to need these planes if we're going to get aerial superiority over the Tasman Sea, which is what we're going to need if we want to attack New Zealand. Right, what else do we need here? We're going to get this doctrine. It's probably not a bad idea. We want to go with... Okay. I wanted to go with trade here against a strong... I want to go with this instead of that, because we don't really have the best navy. Not a bad navy, but definitely not the best. Election. Fascists in government rather than the commies. Okay, let's do that then. Are we fascist now? 51%. Yay, we are finally fascist. So justify war. We can't justify a war target just yet. But we're fascist. Japan declares war upon China. Tensions build up. We can't actually join the Axis now. World tension needs to be at 80%. Can we start justifying against New Zealand though? Democratic. We still haven't kicked out. We're still not fascist just yet because Eric Campbell isn't in charge. Right, fascist demands reform. Here we go. Suppress this hateful movement. Don't pay attention. If the people want it, we'll hold a referendum. And here we are. Yes, the centralist Australia. Edric Campbell is now in charge, and the Australians are fascist. I love this flag. Oh my god. Obviously not what it represents, but I think it's fucking hilarious. Right, let's start justifying our war upon New Zealand. We'll take the North Island. We've got a fair few ships here as well. We really do need to get some of these infantry done, but we just simply do not have the equipment. We need a hell of a lot more rifles, and basically I want to put everything else into rifles once we get it. We do, I'm just going to wait actually. We want to go with, yeah, we need one more in the bombers and then the rest can go there. Right, national focus, getting that extra we'll go, right, what we'll do is, right, we'll go through these research slots because we need these. And we pretty much need that as well. Then we need to start going down this political tree here, going down with to military youth and the fascism. Then we also want to mix between the army and here as well. So I want to get these research slots first. That's what we really need. We can't lend a hand to anyone just yet. We're justifying against New Zealand. How long until we can attack New Zealand? It's going to be 1938, the 25th of April. Can we join the Axis now? We can, but that is going to increase the world tension. Not by much, though. Let's join the Nazis. Okay. What else do we want to do? We can actually move troops up here to help the Japanese. It's going to be interesting to see if they can win the war. Right, so we've got my army here. We don't have any more troops, and it's going to be a while before we get some more. My military factories are underway. The German Reich has accepted Australia because we also want to start getting our naval invasion ready for New Zealand. We want to go with convoy support here in the Tasman Sea. We only can invade 10 units at a time, so we want to send one army to take the South Island of New Zealand. We also want to try and take Wellington and the North Island. Okay, so we've got planes in reserve as well that we can bring up, but we don't have that much manpower. So I doubt that the I doubt that the Kiwis are going to have much of a balance of... Yeah, they're not going to have much air support. I think we're going to have air superiority over them. Italy claims on Yugoslavia. Right, now we can go by service and requirement because we're fascist. I also want to go with... Oh, okay, we actually go with war economy. Okay. And we want to go with a closed market eventually. Do we save up for this service by requirement? I think we should. Right, so my extra research slot is available. Perfect. That's going to help us quite significantly. Resell... Oh, okay. I just need to know what to do here. We can go with more aerial support. That could be a good idea as well. Land doctrine with the Blitzkrieg. I wouldn't mind getting some improved artillery, light tanks. We want to get these support guys a bit better. And eventually we want to go with these weapons 3. Currently we're researching naval, and military. I think we need to start going back to construction. I think that's a good idea. Right, national focus. Let's go with this extra. We can't do that. We can't get the last one. Right, let's start going down the fascist side of the tree here. We also have another 10 army, 10 experience to customize our divisions. We'll customize these guys to have engineers, because that's going to help. I don't think New Zealand's going to have much of a... not going to hold up against us. Not enough equipment. Yeah, we just need equipment, which we have hardly any of. But naval superiority and aerial will help us quite significantly. Okay, so I think it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my social media links, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. We are currently in January 1938. Our war target against New Zealand will be ready in the April. We'll attack New Zealand, and once we've done with that, we'll swing back up to Papua New Guinea. We'll explode through Indonesia, push up and help our Japanese counterparts here, and maybe take parts of the British Raj. There's a lot of territories in Saudi Arabia and also Africa that we could take, and then taking on the United States at some point will be awesome. But I can't stress this enough. This will not affect my Total War uploads. I'm still going to be doing Total War every single day. If you want to see more Hearts of Iron on the channel, leave a like, because that will let me know. If no one likes this video or likes this series, obviously I'm not going to do more episodes, because you guys don't want to see that. But I'm thoroughly enjoying this campaign so far, playing as the Fascist Australians. Let me know in the comment section down below any constructive criticism you might have. If you're saying, Simpzy, you blatantly need to do this, I'm sure there's stuff, I'm sure there's people screaming at their monitors who are Hearts of Iron veterans that can, yeah, maybe you can see I need to micromanage a bit better. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you have enjoyed this first episode of the Fascist Australia campaign. My name has been Simpzy. Take care. Goodbye. Some really close cinematic shots here, pushing through the bridge. Oh, look at... That was probably the shot of the video there.